You've been there, right? That one conversation where the stakes are sky high, and you know you absolutely have to get it right. But for some reason, the more it matters, the worse it seems to go. Well, today, we're going to crack open the incredible framework from the book Crucial Conversations and give you the manual you've been missing for those exact moments.
Come on, be honest for a second. What is it? That talk with your boss about a raise? Or finally giving some really tough feedback to a colleague? Maybe it's even closer to home with a family member. We all have that one conversation that we keep pushing off. We're going to fix that.
All right, so before we can fix anything, we've got to understand what we're dealing with. What is it that turns a totally normal chat into one of those high-stakes, stomach and nuts kinds of conversations?
The book gives us this perfect, crystal clear definition. A crucial conversation isn't just one thing. It's like a perfect storm of three. First, the stakes are high. The outcome really, truly matters to you. Second, opinions are all over the place. You just don't see eye to eye. And third, emotions are running strong. When you've got all three of those cooking, yep, you're in a crucial conversation. So what do most of us do when that happens? We basically go into survival mode. We either dodge the conversation entirely, that's our flight response, or we charge in and handle it terribly, getting angry or defensive, that's the fight response. Either way, our brains get flooded with adrenaline, and all that rational, clever thinking, yeah, that just goes right out the window.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's the great paradox, isn't it? The conversations with the absolute biggest potential to make our lives better are the very ones we are most likely to completely screw up. It's because all that pressure literally shuts down the part of our brain we need to communicate well.
And that pressure leads us straight into this massive mental trap that the authors call the fool's choice. It's this totally false belief that we only have two and only two terrible options when a conversation gets tough.
This lays out the lose-lose situation we think we're in. On one side, you can speak your mind, tell the truth, but you risk blowing up a relationship or damaging your career. On the other side, you can just stay quiet to keep the peace, but then you're stuck, suffering, because the problem never, ever goes away. It feels like you have to choose between being honest and being liked.
And here's the real kicker. Choosing to stay silent? It's not the safe bet you think it is. That unresolved frustration doesn't just vanish into thin air. Oh no, it leaks out in other ways. Maybe through sarcasm or passive-aggressive comments, or just shutting down completely. You end up acting out the very problem you were trying to avoid talking about. But here's the game changer. What if that whole choice is a trap? The most skilled communicators, they know there's a third path. They completely refuse to pick between honesty and respect. Instead, they figure out a way to have both. And that path, that's the path to dialogue. This is the big mindset shift. It's absolutely huge. Most of us walk into a tough conversation trying to win, right? To prove we're right. But the real goal, the only goal that matters, is to get all the important information out on the table. The goal is dialogue.
So what is dialogue, really? It's simply the free flow of meaning between people. And the book uses this brilliant metaphor, the pool of shared meaning. I want you to picture every conversation having this pool of information right in the middle. Each person's ideas, feelings, and theories, even the ones that disagree, add water to that pool. The bigger and deeper that pool gets, the smarter everyone becomes, and the better the decisions you can make together.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good group hug concept. A bigger pool of shared meaning literally makes you smarter as a group. It leads to way better decisions because you're seeing the whole picture. And maybe most importantly, because everyone got to contribute, people are way more committed to actually following through on whatever you decide. Okay, theory is great, but how do we actually do this? Let's get practical. Let's open up the toolkit and look at some skills you can start using, like today.
First things first, this is the foundation, the bedrock. If you don't do this, nothing else we talk about will work. You have to make the conversation feel safe. The second someone feels threatened or judged, they're done contributing to the pool. They'll either shut down or start fighting back. Safety is everything.
So how do you create this safety? It really boils down to two key things. First is mutual purpose. The other person has to believe that you're working towards a shared goal, that you actually care about their interests too. And second, mutual respect. This is just the price of entry. If they feel disrespected, the conversation is over before it even begins. It's not about the topic anymore. It's about them defending their own dignity. Okay, once you've worked to make it safe, it's your turn to add to that pool of meaning. But how you say what you need to say is, well, it's everything. For this, the book gives us a fantastic acronym.
state. It's a 5-step guide for sharing even the toughest messages persuasively, not abrasively.
Let's walk through this. You always start with S. Share your facts. Facts are the least controversial, most solid ground you can start on. Then T. Tell your story. This is your conclusion based on those facts. Next, and this is crucial, A. Ask for others' paths. Genuinely invite them to share their side. Then T. Talk tentatively. Don't state your story like it's absolute truth. Use phrases like, the story I'm telling myself is, and finally, E. Encourage testing. You have to mean it. Actually invite people to challenge you. Do you see it differently? I'd love to hear.
So, you did it. You had an amazing, open dialogue. High fives all around, right? Well, not quite. We're not done yet. The whole point of all this is to get better results. So we have to make sure our great talk actually leads to action.
This is a super important point that people miss all the time. Building that awesome pool of shared meaning is not the same thing as making a decision. Before you wrap up, you have to get crystal clear about how the final call is going to be made. Is it a vote? Do we need everyone to agree? Or is one person going to make the final decision after listening to everyone? Getting this clear up front saves so much frustration later.
And to make absolutely sure things get done, you use the WWWF framework. It's simple. Who does what, by when. And the part everyone forgets, how will we follow up? This little tool kills ambiguity. It creates total clarity on responsibilities and accountability, and it ensures that your fantastic conversation actually changes things in the real world.
When you boil it all down, it really comes to this. Better conversations lead to better lives. Getting good at these skills is the most direct, efficient path you can take to solving tough problems, strengthening your relationships, and finding success, really, in every part of your life.
So, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Remember that conversation you were avoiding? Now that you're armed with these tools, making it safe, stating your path, and turning that talk into real action, who are you going to talk to first? Because that path to a better outcome, it's a whole lot clearer now, isn't it?